Hey, shalom brothers, shalom sisters, Bishop Nathaniel here. That's right, you know what day it is. It's Shout Out Tuesday. It is Shout Out Tuesday, and I pray you brothers and sisters join me every Tuesday afternoon on IUIC Events channel, where I will be reading your kind and inspirational letters, also thanking you for your kind donations, and also covering very important biblical information for the mental well-being of our 12 tribes. That's right, 12 tribes worldwide. So hope to see you then, every Tuesday afternoon on IUIC Events. Shalom.
They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. Coming with a vengeance. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. They screaming peace, it ain't no peace. We prophesying in the streets. We seeking peace in the streets of Babylon. Brandishing Glock 40, tucking heat like a carry-on. Sinning against the fathers, got us sleeping, not napping on. Christ the King revealed this aerial phenomenon. Kicking against the bricks, lose your soul when that fire come. We purify better than gold, got my Bible on, and that's all that I know. Where Babylon gon' fall, watch it blow. Ayy, switching it up, then they just gon' drink it. I'm talking the cup, don't care what you thinking. Believe in the gospel, of God is thinking. The files of heaven gon' gather for dinner. The ear of the flesh, the wicked, the sinner. Your mama, your sister, your daddy, your cousin. If they issue, if they mind, they don't repent.
Why do we live like we live? Why do we suffer the atrocities that we suffer? Give me Romans 9:4. Slavery, one of them. But the reason is why? Right. It's built. Hey, we in slavery too. We in physical bondage too. Just because we don't have the chains on us no more, that don't mean we in physical bondage no more. Drop that. Give me Baruch 3:8. Give me Baruch 3:8. Because a lot of people think, okay, we got freed back in the early 1800s. That don't mean that. Our people still get treated like what? Slaves.
Right.
Read.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
The prophet Baruch said, hey, look here. We are yet this day in our captivity. Read. And he said, hey, now we about to see how we know we still in captivity. Read.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach.
So, that's one. We scattered for a reproach. So that's one how we know that we in captivity. Our people scattered everywhere. Read.
And a curse. And to be subject to payment.
How many bills you pay every month?
All of them.
A lot of them don't, ain't it? Yeah. The Most High God said how we know that we in slavery right now, because we scattered, first of all, for reproach, and we are the curses, which I'm going to read you in a minute, and we subject to payment. Light bill, gas bill, water bill, car insurance, car note. Right. What else? Phone bill.
No surplus. No
nothing. No surplus. And then when we go and ask the government for something, they tax the hell out of us every day.
Right.
Because see, we don't get income taxes for pumping gas. You get taxed at your gas pump. Why you think gas so high right now? It's $2.48, but the government probably get like 68 cents on every gallon. Do you get that back in tax? No, we don't get that back. You don't get your sales tax back. We don't get none of these things back. So you might make $1,000, but once you finish spending your money in sales taxes, and once you finish paying getting all your gas and all this stuff, you probably get about maybe $700.
Taxes belong to the government.
Yeah.
You gotta give them their tax.
Yeah, you got to. But the taxes supposed to be used for the people though. You know what I'm saying? But do the taxes help our community out? How long the zoo been closed down right now? I ain't been to the zoo since I was a kid. The zoo been closed down for a long time now. Look at our community, bro. The taxes don't help our community. The taxes go outside our community. They go and help. Why you think Richland looks so good? Why you think the mall on the other side of Jackson right now? Because the taxes don't benefit us. It benefit the other nations. We pay taxes to feed the other nations. You get what I'm saying? Read that one more again.
Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So God said we are yet this day in our captivity. We are yet this day in slavery. Slavery, just captivity and slavery, the same thing. Read.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
So God said he scattered us for a reproach and for a curse. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. That we should see the curses, that how we know we in captivity right now. This is proof. This is how we know, first of all, who we are according to the Bible. That the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. We understand that for a fact because of the curses. Remember what Baruch said? He said we are yet this day in our captivity because we scattered for a reproach and for a curse and because we subject to payment. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So God said, but it shall come to pass with me. This is a future prophecy right here. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God said, look, if you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So God said, unless you observe and do all his commandments, read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee.
Yeah. So God said, what was the last verse we just read? That we was in captivity for what? Be scattered for what? And a curse, right?
Under reproach.
Under reproach. And for what? A curse. You get what I'm saying? So God said if we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, then he was going to put a whole bunch of curses on us. Read the next verse.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said that if we didn't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, that we were going to be cursed and it was going to overtake us. It was going to overtake our community. You were going to know that the so-called black, Spanish, Native Americans are cursed right now. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
God said the first curse, you're going to be cursed in your city, which is your community, and you're going to be cursed in your field, your job field. You're going to be cursed in slavery, sugarcane field. You get what I'm saying? The picture we just gave, that's how we're going to be cursed. Give verse 32.
Verse 30.
One and the same.
Huh?
The blessing and the curse is one and the same.
No.
You can't have the blessing without the curse.
Go to Deuteronomy 28:1.
You can't have
I'm
the
just show you
curse.
it's a difference. No,
Without the blessing.
we don't supposed to be cursed. We don't supposed to be a cursed people.
Right, right. So you got a curse on you because you don't see the blessing for what it is. The blessing is the law.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
The blessing
But-
is the opportunity to pay taxes.
No, it ain't.
You gotta
No,
pay.
because at the set, we don't supposed to be paying taxes right now.
Everybody got to pay.
No, we know what we got to pay for? Go to Psalms 82 and 5. So I'm just going to show you why we got to pay.
If I was the king,
Huh?
if I was the king and I was the black
We'd be
king,
taxing the other nations.
we'd be taxing.
We'll be taxing the other
You
nations.
got to tax everybody.
No, we got to tax the other nations. Do the
I
top,
got-
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do the top bourgeoisies of the other day, do they pay taxes?
No.
No, they don't, bro. The only people that really pay taxes are the poor, which is us. Our nation majority fits the poor people. Am I right or am I wrong? The other nations they got opportunity. They don't pay tax. Why you think it's laws that's set in place right now that if you own businesses, you get certain incentives on your taxes? Why you think that for? Let me ask you a question. So if you own a business, do so-called black people own a majority of businesses in this nation? No,
Why not?
But I'm saying, but do we?
Why not?
Because this ain't our country. It wasn't built for us to succeed here. It wasn't made. How you think if God said that we were going to be here in captivity and under reproach and under a curse, you think He gonna make it better? We ain't here to benefit from this country. We here to repent, right? Go to Judges. I think that's 3.
Ezra 4:20.
Ezra 4:20. Yeah, let's go. Ezra 4 verse 20. Let me show you something real quick. Because one thing I want you to understand is this ain't our country. This ain't our resting place right now. Read.
The book of Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and told tribute and custom.
What's tribute? Tribute is taxes. Read.
And custom was paid unto them.
You see that? So the tribute and the taxes supposed to be paid on to us. We don't want supposed to be getting the taxes, but do we get the tax? Do we benefit from those? No, we don't. We don't benefit from those. We supposed to be taxing the other nation. The other nation don't supposed to be taxing us. You get what I'm saying? So my question
is, benefit unless you become king. Unless you rule.
Exactly.
Unless you're in your ruling
exactly.
You can't benefit.
Let me read your scripture real quick. Go to Psalms 111. Psalms 82 and 5 again. I want to show you something real quick.
82 and 6.
No, 82 and 5.
Okay.
Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82 and verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand.
So God said that they know not, neither will they understand. Read.
They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Why? Because we ain't in rulership. Everything is out of course right now. Everything is out of place. The so-called black woman, she do what she want to do. Why? Because the so-called black man don't want to step up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Don't want to pay tax.
No, they don't want to rule their household.
You ain't gonna win unless you pay property taxes.
Huh?
You can't have a house without property tax.
So what if we start keeping the law then? Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. Go to Deuteronomy 28:1.
Like Boaz in the field. He was a farmer. He gleaned the field.
Right.
He get the gleans, the outside of the fields went to the poor.
Right.
The inside of the fields went to him in his household.
Right.
For his profit.
Right.
And so unless you have a field, you can work the field and not profit. Until you get the field, you won't be able to pay taxes or profit.
Well, let me ask you, don't you know the whole world belongs to us? The whole world belongs to us, bro. Give me on 2nd Ezra 6 and 54.
The trick is
everything,
with the paper.
huh?
The trick is with the paper.
What?
You get the deed, until you get the deed with your name on it.
The world, we don't need no deed. It's ours.
Yeah.
Everything belongs to us. Hey, listen what I'm trying to tell you.
Is built to what? Kill.
You right. But what I want you to understand is, everything belongs to us, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. If we was doing what we was supposed to be doing, we won't have to pay no taxes.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to get you out of that taxation mindset. Okay. We don't even supposed to be paying taxes. You got that? 2nd Ezra 6 and 54.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Keep reading that.
Keep going.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all.
So we understand that everybody come of Adam. We know who Adam is, right? Everybody come of Adam. Read.
And the people also, whom thou hast chosen.
And the people who God chose. He chose us, right? So everybody come of Adam, even the people that God chose, which are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Who he made the world for? Keep going.
As for all of this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
You see that, bro? The Most High, the only reason the world exists right now is because we own it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you out of that mindset of thinking the way that the so-called white man want us to think. The whole world belongs to us. When you stepped your feet out that car right now, you stepped your feet on your property.
Right.
All this belonged to us. But what happened was we started serving other gods. We started to want to be like the other nations.
Right.
And now all of a sudden God says, you know what? I'm going to put you on down there. You get what I'm saying? So now you have last high, first fire. Cursed in the city, cursed in the field. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Because these are the things that plague our community. This is what happened, why we got to pay taxes. Why we in the situation we in. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Verse 48. Therefore, shalt thou serve thine enemy.
God said that you were going to serve your enemies. Read. Who our enemies is?
Not your friends, you serving your enemies.
The enemies are the other nations.
Yeah.
The so-called white man.
Yeah.
The so-called Israelite. The so-called Chinese man. All these, everybody.
You want curse to serve your brother, you can curse to serve your friend.
Your enemies. Your enemy, right. Read.
Yeah.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Lord sent these people against us. Read.
In hunger.
In hunger. Where you get your food from?
From our fields.
Huh?
Our fields.
I'm saying, where you go and get your food, you gotta go to the grocery store, right?
Yeah.
Who own those grocery stores?
Big business.
Huh? Big business. So the other nations, huh?
Big
the
business.
other nations own these businesses, bro. So we gotta go to other nations for our food, right?
Right.
Read.
And in thirst.
And in thirst. Where you get your water from?
That's why I'm taking the old school. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Go ahead, get
You
you a
collect-
field. Go ahead, man. Property in Jackson, tax liens, all that.
Yeah.
You get 2,000, 1,000, 1 acre.
Right.
Apply field food for a day, food
Right.
for a week.
Well, let me ask you this. Even if we do get those lands and all those things, is that gonna change our community?
No.
No, it ain't.
It's
The only
gonna
thing
be
that's gonna change our community is us keeping the laws again. That's it.
Yeah.
It be Deuteronomy 10 and 12.
Yeah, but keeping the field is a part of the law.
Okay.
You feel what I said?
Say it again.
Keeping the field is the part of the law.
Right. What part of, you said keeping the field is part of the law?
Buying a field or however, acquiring a field that's in our law. That is our right to do so.
What you
In
talking
our
about, the rights
law,
that the
it's
white man
Boaz.
gave us?
No, it's rights as Abraham and his father and his father.
What's the difference from then and now?
Ain't no difference.
Yes, it is. The
Ain't no-
difference from then and now, we in slavery.
In your
You
mind,
know, no, we in slavery, period.
In
Go
your
to
mind.
Route 3 and 8 again.
in my mind, I can claim freedom.
Go to Route 3 and 8.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Hey, we can claim it, but it's in reality though.
Right.
We're gonna try to get you to understand.
Right.
We can say, hey, I can say I'm free all day.
Right.
But when I wake up in the morning, I hear gunshots in my community every day.
Let you know you
I
ain't
go, yeah, exactly. When I cut on the news, it's another nation that just gunned down my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a mass layoff at a job. Guess who got laid off? Us. You get what I'm saying? So every time I can say I'm free all day. But if the environment says different, then I can't be free. Go ahead.
Hey, bro, don't go nowhere, don't go nowhere. Hey, give me Zechariah 11:5. Don't go nowhere. Because you say we free, right?
No, I said I'm free.
No, you free, okay. Now watch this, though, because see, you ain't the only one that say that. It's a lot of us that say that. A lot of people that say that. I don't say it. But watch this, bro. Zechariah 11:5. Because if you so free and we so free, like a lot of people say, why is this still happening? Read.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
So wasn't we a possession, wasn't we owned in slavery back then? Now it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. When was the last time you heard a police officer get off and they said not guilty?
Last time.
How long ago? Was it 1,000 years ago? 2 months ago? Last week. But yet we free. We ain't free, bro. We still in slavery. But see, the thing is, get that Deuteronomy 28:48.
Bring it out.
It say we've been destroyed, right? You read it earlier. He said it to you earlier. We wasn't destroyed physically. We've been destroyed mentally.
Right.
Because all they did was take the chains off and say, no, they ain't going nowhere. They don't need to. We got their brains. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now, didn't we have yokes of iron up on our neck, bro? We had shackles up on our neck, like you see right there, right? But this the part I want. Read.
Until he hath destroyed thee.
He didn't destroy us physically with them shackles. He destroyed us mentally. Because now we walk around calling ourselves niggas, thugs, thoughts. We shooting each other over the littlest thing. We run around here with shirts on that's proclaiming the greatness of black women, but we ain't wearing nothing talking about how good a black man is.
Right.
Why is that, bro? What's your name, bro? You good.
Curbo.
Curbo. Okay, Curbo, I want to talk to you about that shirt. That shirt is saying the black woman. Let me read.
I can speak for myself as a black man.
Okay.
I'm saying this for the black women.
No, see, but now, this is the thing. Get 1 Corinthians 11:3. Because see, you speaking for the black woman, that's a beautiful thing.
No, I just got the shirt for you.
No, but I'm saying, but see, a lot of people may see that and say, oh, he one of them that think the black woman is God, and he worshiping women and all that. But the man, they like, look, our women ain't gonna get into order until we are in order. Right. That's why we need shirts talking about the greatness of the black men, what the black men need to do in order to get right. Watch this, read.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So see right there, it's telling those all things are entertainment, education, birth certificate, life certificate, whatever you want, you got to go to your enemies. So guess what the enemies do? The enemies say, you know what? We gonna give them music. We ain't gonna put out no music that's gonna build their minds up. We gonna put out music that's gonna say, kill your brother, treat your sister like trash, and then guess what? They go get the Nicki Minaj's and the Megan Thee Stallions, and they teach our little daughters WAP, and it's good to be a hoe, and it's okay to dress like a prostitute. But then they get mad when you treat them like one because how they dress. G. Herbo, did you know that prostitutes wear a uniform? That there's a certain way that prostitutes dress? Get that Proverbs 17. Did you know that?
Well, you teach it.
Okay, because nowadays, if a woman run around here with a skirt that show all her crack and some tights on, we think that's normal, right? That's a hoe's uniform, bro. That's how hoes dress. Scandally clothed, showing all their body. That's a hoe's uniform.
Bring it out.
Watch this, read.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
So another word for prostitute, a hoe, is a harlot. Right. Another word for attire is clothing, apparel, her outfit. So that came one dressed in the outfit of a prostitute. So that means what? Prostitutes dress a certain way. So you done seen prostitutes before. How do they dress, G. Herbo? How they dress?
Out there.
They out there. They show their parts. They show their bits and their pieces, right?
Right.
Well, how do our women dress every day? Everything they got on is tight or short or skimpy. All they breast out. All they butt out. Right? That's how hoes dress. But then they get mad because you treat them like a hoe. Well, if you dress like a hoe and I don't know you, how I'm going to treat you? I'm going to treat you like a hoe. If all you present to me is your body parts, why do I want you for them body parts? But get 1 Timothy 2 and 9. Because see, I want to address that shirt. Because it says, beautiful, powerful, resilient, what's to say, female of African descent with skin kissed by the sun. We are from Israel. We are the Israelites. Ain't none of them women the color of your shirt. Some of them as bright as you. Our color, right? But they call them black women. No, they Israelites women. They Israelite women. Right. Read.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9.
Now watch, this tells us how the women's supposed to dress.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
So see, in modest apparel, G. Herbo, that means they supposed to be covered up. You ain't supposed to see all their curves. Because I guarantee you, G. Herbo, you treat a woman that's walking around with her butt hanging out a whole lot different than you treat a woman that's covered up from head to toe, don't you? A different mindset, right? See, that's why women, now keep reading.
With shamefacedness.
Well, I say they supposed to be dressed in shamefaced. They supposed to be shameful if you can see their breasts, if you can see the curves of her hips. That's for her husband. That's not for the average brother on the street. G. Herbo, you got a woman, you got a wife, you married?
That's it.
Okay, now I'll praise. But see, when you find that special woman, all her body parts, her lady humps and bumps, that's for you. That ain't for me to see. So if she go up in the grocery store dressed like a harlot, all tight clothes and stuff, I ain't supposed to be seeing all that. That's for her husband, right? So how can she get mad when her brother approach her like a hoe and she dressed like a hoe? And she advertising. right? So G-Herbo, bro, get you a shirt that pump up the black man. Get you a shirt that show our sons that they are kings and they are gods walking this planet. Get you a shirt that tell our people, keep the commandments. Because you know, with that shirt you got on, bro, it's just making the black woman head big. Even though they beautiful, they precious, they daughters of Sarah, you see what I'm saying? They gotta know their spot. They gotta know their place. They gotta know the order of things.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.